Hello YouTube, this is the Canine Fanatic, bringing you yet another deck profile. So I've been going to locals a lot recently, and I've learned a ton about the game. So, what that means is I might actually be able to say useful things from now on. This orange deck used to be my black deck. It was my Dark Magician deck, and has now become a Secret Village of the Spellcasters lockdown deck. And that's the profile you're going to get today, so deal with it. This is just the monsters, by the way, the rest's sitting elsewhere. Anyway, on with the deck profile. Triple Chaos Sorcerer, absolute necessity. Triple Effect Veiler, absolute necessity, especially for syncing with the Chaos Sorcerers into Arcanite. Broken combo, at least as broken as spellcasters ever get. Triple Lila, mostly for mill. Double Breaker, double Raikou, double Magical Exemplar, double Summoner Monk, one Kaiku, one Knight's End, and one Flamvel Magician. This is for syncing into your 8s. Kaiku, Knight's End Sorcerer, and Chaos Sorcerer have pretty much combined all the removal you will ever need for this deck. If you can use them effectively, as long as you can make it to your turn, you can remove whatever you don't need from what your opponent has. And that's great against things like dragons for getting rid of the red MDs. That's great for things like Insectors for getting rid of everything and anything, mostly Dragonfly and Hornet. Things of that nature. Oh, wonderful against Dark Worlds, too. For spells, double Secret Village and one Terraforming. I would run triple Village, but Terraforming Village works better with Exemplar than running 3 villages. 4 free tokens as opposed to just 2. And also, there's no real need for 3 Secret Villages, unless you mill them, but if you mill them, you're just unlucky anyway. Triple MST, double Shard of Greed, draw power is amazing. Also, I have a sneaking suspicion that there'll be a lot less back row hate in the future. People are already coming up with ways around back row. Chaos Dragons doesn't even use much anyway. Things of that nature, so Shard of Greed I actually don't have any problems keeping on the field. Wonder Wand and Bound Wand. Equips are kind of dying out, but Wonder Wand's draw power and Bound Wand's ability to re-summon something. Really good, especially when I have Secret Village out and they can't use spells. Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm. You can't make a deck without them. Honestly. Book of Moon, Allure of Darkness, Smashing Ground, and Swords of Revealing Light. The reason I use swords is because Secret Village. Unless they use monster effects, they can't get rid of swords, so you have 3 turns to do whatever the fuck you want. Traps don't have much, just a Royal Decree and 2 Bottomless. I'm going to trade out one of the Bottomless for another Decree as soon as I get one. That's pretty much it for the main deck. The purpose of the deck, get out Secret Village, get out Royal Decree, use Effect Veiler to stop effects. There you go, you have a lockdown. Get something like Chaos Sorcerer out, Tempest Magician out, any spellcaster with a Stardust Dragon out, Arcanite Magician, get out anything, you're golden. Nothing else you have to do. You've got it. You can stop. The only thing you have to worry about is effect-heavy decks like Wind-Ups and Insectors. Mostly Insectors. I hate Insectors. They're horrible for this deck. They're horrible for spellcasters in general. Extra deck, Triple Utopia. Yes, you can get it out. I've done it. Gaia, the Force of Earth, for when you need more than 25. Double Tempest, because Tempest is amazing. Arcanite, because Arcanite's amazing. I want another. For now, until I get Stardust Dragon, I have 1 Light End Dragon and 2 Dark End Dragons. I wish that was reversed, so I had 2 Light and 1 Dark, but doesn't really matter. That's all I have for an extra. For side deck, Sorcerer of Dark Magic. In the main deck, it's really slow, but in the side deck, this is your only way of getting over 2600 attack. And you need that for something against like dragons. You need this. They can get out Red MD with nothing but effects. This is the only thing I have that can even stand against the Red MD. Double Snowman Eater, because Snowman Eater is kind of broken. Penguin Soldier. This thing will always be in my side deck. If I can, it will be in my main deck instead. This card is amazing. It is completely underrated. Everyone should have at least one in their main or side. This thing destroys dragons. This thing destroys a lot of things in the meta. I mean, I'm quick to jump to windups and Zectors where it doesn't really do squat. But at the very least, it clears up the field a little bit, so it's easier for you to do something. It's a great card. Other decks should use it. And 2 Neko Main or Neko Mane King. These things are so amazing. This is the only reason this deck stands a chance against Inzectors. Set it. They like, oh, Hornet, pop, everything you have. Oops, your turn's over. I get to draw now. Bye-bye. It would be more damning if this was an OTK variant deck or a deck that could actually deal with the cards past the next turn, but regardless, good card. Pick up 1 million. Don't just pick up 3 for your deck. Pick up 1 million. Double Magician Circle. The only thing I have to worry about in this deck is people normal summoning a Veiler. And if they summon the Veiler, then they can use spells. Magician Circle lets me force them to summon their Veiler, and then I get to kill it, because Magician Circle, after its effect goes off, I can switch my target. So I'm going to attack with Chaos Sorcerer. I'm going to get Magician Circle. Now if you have a Veiler, you have to summon it. If you summon it, Chaos Sorcerer will now attack Veiler for 2300 direct damage, and you no longer have that spellcaster in your deck. Very good card for lockdowns. It's not as good for any other type of spellcaster deck. Voila, reasons in the side. Scapegoat. Slow decks need defense. Great card. Great for sinking. Great for pretty much everything. Bait Doll is my favorite anti-trap card. I almost like it more than Heavy Storm. It's just freaking amazing. The fact that it keeps going into your deck is the best part. Enemy Controller for when I need a second Book of Moon. Second effect is pointless in this deck. Judgment, Chain Destruction, and Fiendish Chain. Chain Destruction for Inzectors, Fiendish Chain for everything. And that's pretty much the deck. I'm getting some cards to replace the Rykos. I want to replace the Rykos with Defenders. I want to replace one of the bottomless with a Royal Decree. I want to replace the other bottomless with some spell. But that's pretty much it. It's been doing fairly well, and this is going to be a great deck that will hold over until Magicals come out. Not Magicals, Cards of Prophecy. Once the Cards of Prophecy come out, watch out, because spellcasters are going to make a big splash. They're actually going to be a thing, as opposed to people like me just running these random-ass spellcaster decks. But that's my variant of Secret Village Lockdown. As always, have any comments, concerns, questions, likes, dislikes, hate speech, propaganda, sharing channels, stupid comments, first comments, whatever. Leave them in the description below. Have anything that's important that you don't want to just put in a comment for everybody to see, send me a PM. Always be sure to like and sub, because that helps out a lot. I'm going to be making a lot more of these videos, especially now that I actually know what's going on within the game. So, that's this, and until next time, this has been the K9 Fanatic, signing off.